April 23rd, day by day, Hazelden. Overcoming the urge. When you feel the urge to take, think, or drink, ponder the pill and figure the fix all the way through. This is an important step in staying away from the first one. Sometimes we are confronted with situations in which it seems we have no defense against the first one. In a panic, we then ask, what did my fellow addict say to do? Think it through to its logical conclusion. For us, it can mean nothing but wreckage and despair. And with such thought to the consequences, we will gain the courage to turn the urge away. Do I know how to overcome the urge? Lord, when my defenses are down, grant me the presence of mind to think the drugs all the way through. If I feel the urge today, the consequences I will reflect on are irrelevant because the consequences have never stopped me. God, help me to stay clean and sober today. Deviating from typical procedure of our reading, I will now take us to page 84 in the big book. Step 10. Continue to watch for selfishness. If I'm thinking of using, that is the most selfish act I can do. It's a big F you to everyone and everything in my life and the world. Just continue to watch for selfishness. Dishonesty. That I can do just one, that I can get away with it, that it'll be okay, that I'll enjoy it. That's dishonesty. Resentment. Fear. There's usually fear at the root of most things. When these crop up, I will ask God at once to remove them. Discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly. Discussing them with someone immediately involves setting aside my pride, which was always a big obstacle for me. God has enabled me to since overcome that through repeated beatings. Alcohol has been the great persuader, or in my case, heroin, meth, and crack. But discussing them with someone immediately, what helped me with this more than anything was, if I don't discuss this with someone, not only was it my downfall, but what helped me is that I am denying that person the opportunity to have God work through them. And that may mean the difference between their recovery and not. My sponsor tells a story of when he was 9 months sober and he's going to buy dope. And his sponsee calls him. He's about to do cocaine. My sponsor talks his new sponsee out of this. And in doing that, he talks himself out of it. He already pulled the money, already called his dope dealer. He was going to get the crack. He stayed sober. Today, he has over 7 years. 3 days after that, his sponsee died of a cocaine overdose. But because that sponsee called my sponsor, he is alive today to carry the message to me and hundreds of others. God, help me to set aside my pride and be willing to discuss my dishonesty and selfishness with a fellow addict, especially when it comes to using. Help me to turn my thoughts to someone else I can help resolutely. As far as the consequences of use keeping me sober, thinking it through, I would suggest reading more about alcoholism. And if this works for you, thinking it through, God bless you. It never worked for me.